I was sitting in class earlier this week, talking to this kid. I know him for a little over 2 years, and I know he was a Hindu. And since I go to like a very diverse school, you would think there's a lot of Hindus, but there's not a great population of Hindus. So I try to get to know him a little more, and then I realized he's not willing to defend Hinduism with all his might. Because as I was having this conversation with him, he was talking about eating beef and such, like the manner he was doing it in, I was just kind of disgusted. So when I gave him the question like, you eat beef? I thought you were a Hindu. He gave me this very disgusting look, like, what's wrong with me? But in my mind, I'm thinking, what's wrong with you? You're a Hindu. You're not supposed to be eating beef. So then I realized, if there's not a very great population of Hindus in my school, who's going to be here to defend it when it needs to be defended? So I picked up the responsibility of defending Hinduism as an individual. And I would just like to reiterate that if we're Hindus, we must be willing to defend Hinduism with all our might. And we shouldn't be scared of what other people have to say to us. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, verse 23, Shri Krishna says, "The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind." So if some of the most powerful forces on earth can't hurt us, what are the few words that some people who are around us going to do? They can't do anything. Everyone's going to die eventually. No one really remembers the small things people say. So it doesn't matter. So defend Hinduism with all your might. If you need an example, think of the most popular example that's known in America. Martin Luther King Jr., he defended the rights of colored people. But who did Martin Luther King Jr. look up to? He looked up to Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was a Hindu, a non-violent Hindu. So Hinduism is everywhere. You should be willing to defend it. And if you as an individual is willing to defend it with all your might, then others will follow. No one will look at you like you're the weird one. Because they'll realize what you're doing is for a greater cause. And we all may think of, let's work on ourselves as individuals, but working on ourselves as a group and thinking that life is about something bigger is even greater. And to defend Hinduism is something that we should all be doing every day, and we should be doing it without contemplation. We should be doing it with the will that this is what is required, this is what we need to do to pass down our teachings to the next generation and to the generation ahead of us. So Aneil's going to talk about how if one person does something, the other will follow.
So I chose a verse that deals basically with the same thing Sham was saying. It was kind of ironic that we both had something to do with one another, but that's what I chose. So I chose chapter 3, verse 21 of the Bhagavad Gita. It says, "Whatever actions a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standard he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues." So, like Sham was saying how he was defending Hinduism at school with another Hindu, if other people would have saw that, maybe they would have been influenced to be like, why should I feel ashamed of who I am? Maybe if he stands up for what he believes in, maybe I stand up for what I believe in, and maybe I can get Boy and Gavin to stand up for what they believe in. We shouldn't feel ashamed of who we are. If anything, we should be proud that we were actually born this way. For all I know, if I do come back, I would want to be a Hindu again and again. Because I am proud of the person I am, and I'm proud of the person that I want to become. And I do want to pass down this religion to my family when I do have one, if I do. But it's something you should be proud of, and you should defend it with all your might, like Sham said, because you shouldn't feel ashamed of who you are. So, like Mahatma Gandhi, he did perform great deeds, and eventually he did have people that were willing to follow him, as the same as Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, etc. So just like how Sham, I feel like Sham is a great man because he said that we should all follow in his footsteps and defend what we believe in.